Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, let's dive right into this. Today we're looking at something pretty amazing. We are bridging the gap between ancient Ayurvedic wisdom and modern clinical science. We're talking about Tulsi, also known as Holy Basil. We're going to pull data from leading institutions like the Cleveland Clinic and look at traditional practices from experts like Dr. Hansaji to figure out exactly what this plant can do for our bodies and our minds.
To really grasp what we're dealing with here, we have to rewind a bit. For thousands of years across India and Nepal, this one small leaf has been an absolute cornerstone of Ayurvedic medicine. It's racked up some pretty heavyweight titles too. People have called it liquid yoga, the queen of the herbs, and even the elixir of life. You don't get titles like that without doing some serious heavy lifting for human health.
Now, before we get into the actual science of how it works, we need to clear something up right off the bat. Holy basil is not the traditional basil sitting in your spice rack. According to registered dietitian Devin Peart over at the Cleveland Clinic, these two are completely different beasts. Traditional basil, that's for your pesto, your pizza. Holy basil, which goes by the scientific name Ocimum tenuiflorum, originates from India, has a totally different flavor profile, and is cultivated specifically for its medicinal properties. So put the margarita pizza out of your mind for a second. We are strictly talking wellness today.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll be covering the queen of herbs, immunity and respiratory health, stress and metabolic support, how to consume Tulsi, and finally, safety and precautions.
Section 1. The Queen of Herbs.
To truly understand Tulsi's power, we literally have to look under the microscope to see what's packed inside these leaves. Dr. Hansaji from the Yoga Institute lays this out beautifully. When you consume Tulsi, your body is instantly soaking up essential vitamins. We're talking vitamin A, C, and K. But it doesn't stop there. It's loaded with crucial minerals like calcium, iron, magnesium, and potassium, plus some really healthy dietary fibers. It is basically a natural multivitamin wrapped up in a single green leaf.
And because it's so incredibly nutrient-dense, Dr. Hansaji points out a super compelling premise. If you consume these leaves for just 7 consecutive days, literally 1 week, profound shifts start happening in your body. Your natural resistance strengthens, and your digestion noticeably improves. It works fast, mostly because these specific nutrients are just highly bioavailable.
Section 2. Immunity and Respiratory Health.
I want to introduce you to the real hero of our story today. It's a compound called eugenol. Eugenol is this powerful polyphenol and the core active chemical inside Tulsi. It's highly antimicrobial and just packed to the brim with antioxidants. Basically, eugenol goes to work actively fighting off harmful bacteria, viruses, and free radicals in your system. For us, that translates directly to less throat irritation, fewer common colds, and just a general, noticeable boost in our overall resilience against infections.
Know what's really interesting about this data is how modern clinical research from places like the Cleveland Clinic perfectly backs up those ancient Ayurvedic claims. Let's walk through this timeline together. In a double-blind trial in 2011, adults saw a noticeably increased immune response after just 4 weeks of daily use. Then, moving to 2014, a study on young adults taking eugenol extract showed a huge improvement in fatigue levels and, amazingly, improved their VO2 max, which is the scientific measure of lung capacity. And get this. Jumping to a 2021 study, researchers found that eugenol might actually inhibit certain spike proteins found in the SARS-CoV-2 virus, potentially stopping a COVID-19 infection from taking root in the first place.
So by physically improving lung capacity and the immune response, the science is directly validating what traditional medicine has literally known for centuries. Tulsi has these intense anti-inflammatory properties that ease breathing, break down mucus, and just support the entire respiratory system. This is exactly why Tulsi tea is so highly recommended during seasonal changes, right when our lungs are the most vulnerable to colds and allergens.
Moving on to Section 3, Stress and Metabolic Support.
Okay, so Tulsi is classified as an adaptogen. This is a massive buzzword in wellness right now, but what does it actually mean? An adaptogen is a natural substance that helps your body respond effectively to stress, anxiety, and fatigue. When you get stressed out, your body pumps out cortisol, the notorious stress hormone. Tulsi actively helps to regulate and lower those cortisol levels, essentially pulling your nervous system out of fight or flight mode and dropping it into a balanced, relaxed state. The result? Way better sleep, sharper focus, and a much calmer mind.
And this brilliantly illustrates the metabolic side of things. The Cleveland Clinic notes some incredible benefits here. It can actually lower blood sugar, making it super helpful for managing diabetes by improving insulin sensitivity. It improves your LDL cholesterol levels. It strongly decreases inflammation, which offers some serious potential relief for arthritis and fibromyalgia.
On top of all that, it even lowers uric acid levels, which is one of the main culprits behind those incredibly painful kidney stones.
And all of this ties directly into profound digestive benefits, too. Dr. Hanziji points out that consuming Tulsi stimulates your digestive enzymes, significantly cutting down on excess gas and bloating. You can almost think of Tulsi juice as this gentle yet highly effective daily detox agent. It helps your liver function more efficiently, actively strengthens your kidneys, and, like we mentioned, even helps expel renal stone.
Section 4. How to consume Tulsi. With all these incredible, scientifically backed benefits, how do we actually incorporate this into our daily routine? Here is the absolute simplest method, straight from Dr. Hanziji. Step 1, just grab 4 to 5 fresh Tulsi leaves. Step 2, consume them first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. But wait, Step 3 is the absolutely crucial detail here. You have to chew them very slowly. Don't just swallow them whole. Chewing slowly ensures that all those potent, medicinal, essential oils are properly released and absorbed directly into your system.
Now, let's be real, raw Tulsi leaves have a very distinct, kind of bitter and spicy flavor that definitely isn't for everyone. If that's you, no worries. The Cleveland Clinic recommends brewing Tulsi tea instead. It's incredibly easy. Place the fresh leaves, the purple flowers, or even dried leaves right into a cup. Pour boiling water directly over them. Let it steep for up to 10 minutes if you're using fresh parts, or about 5 minutes for dried leaves. After that, just strain off the solids and drink up.
But if you want to level this up and make it even more powerful, Dr. Hanziji shares this amazing traditional Ayurvedic morning tonic. First, you gently crush 5 fresh Tulsi leaves. Second, add 1 teaspoon of raw honey. And finally, add a few drops of fresh ginger juice. The synergy happening here is just magnificent. The Tulsi goes to work building your immunity, the ginger boosts your circulation and fires up your digestion, and the honey acts as a carrier, literally pulling those medicinal compounds deep into the tissues of your body.
Section 5. Safety and Precautions.
Let's kick this section off with some good news. A massive systematic review back in 2017 looked at 24 different clinical studies on humans, and the researchers found tons of positive benefits with absolutely no negative downsides to using the herb for medicinal purposes. So the general scientific consensus right now is that daily use of organic Tulsi tea, or the raw leaves, is highly safe for the vast majority of people.
However, we do need to be cautious when we start talking about heavily concentrated forms. I want to read this quote directly from Devin Part at the Cleveland Clinic. Supplements are notoriously not well regulated. You should always check with a healthcare provider. This is such an important warning. Because there's no scientifically proven daily limit or established dosage for Tulsi extracts or essential oil pills right now, it is super easy to accidentally take too much in supplement form, which could lead to some pretty adverse interactions.
So the crucial point is this: keep this simple safety checklist in mind. For the best and safest experience, stick to drinking the tea or chewing the raw, organically grown leaves. You should absolutely avoid Tulsi supplements if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. And above all, if you have any pre-existing health conditions or you're currently taking prescription medications, definitely consult your doctor or pharmacist first, just to make sure there are no unintended interactions.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer today. We've seen firsthand how a thousands of years old ancient practice holds up beautifully under the harsh scrutiny of modern clinical science. So I want to leave you with a question to think about. Will you make space for the Queen of Herbs in your own wellness routine? Whether it's a hot cup of tea to calm your racing mind or a quick morning tonic to fortify your lungs, the elixir of life might be exactly what your body is craving right now. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.